Welcome to the GDevelop 5 game development stream video, and I'm going to continue with the game School Hunter Downtown. So I will just open again my game.json. So here we are, stage 1 and main menu. Double click on the main menu to open it, and we have made a simple main menu with one button. So and now I want to add some more buttons. So let's do that. And just go to your start button and duplicate, and I have start button too. I will call it I think I will make an exit button, although I don't think you need an exit button on Android, but I will still make one exit button which will close the game. I will just drag it here and put it around here somewhere, and then start text I should add an exit text, which can be just a duplicate of this one again. Let me delete this. Yeah, and duplicate this one and call it exit text, and open it and give it the text exit. Looks like dragging a button again. Exit text, I will drag this here and position it properly. So there you go, little bit. I'm pressing my arrow keys to position it precisely, and there it is, start and exit. So I am also planning to make a leaderboard and an account system. So I will add those buttons, although they will not do anything right now, but let's add them. Now again duplicate this and call it leaderboard, and just drag it over here somewhere. Let me see the X value so that I can position it precisely. X is 102, so I will put the X as 102, and for this one also 102. And what is the position of this? 296. I think it should also be 102, but then it will be in the center. No, does it work differently for text? I think it positions the origin and not the center. That's what I believe is happening. 102, 296 I believe was the X value. Yes, and here I want to put leaderboard text, which I will duplicate from the exit text and put it leaderboard. Oh yeah, I will have to put a different name. I will put it leaderboard text. That's okay. Oops, spelling is wrong. Let me correct the spelling. Leaderboard text, and just open it and put the letters leaderboard, apply, and then drag it over here and put the X value as 296, not was 102. Well, I will just position it uh, like this. I'm just using my arrow keys to move it. There it is. It looks like it's in the middle. Leaderboard, little bit to the side. There, there it is. Leaderboard. Nice. So when the player clicks on the leaderboard, there may be two things that will happen. They will see a leaderboard with their location in it, and if they don't have an account, they will be taken to an account creation screen. So we also have to make two other screens. One will be leaderboard and other will be account creation. And when they click on the leaderboard, only then we should ask them to create an account. Otherwise they don't need an account to play the game. However, when they have made an account, they may want to access it, maybe to do something, maybe to delete their account, whatever, right? Uh, yeah. So let us do that to add a dashboard or something like that. But to add a dashboard, I will actually uh, not add it as a button, but as some little icon in the corner of the screen. Right, start leaderboard exit. So make sure to leave some space between these, because in mobile games, when you touch with your finger, it like the finger can cover other buttons also. So the player will not be able to precisely touch the button which they want to touch. So this looks okay, right? And now leaderboard, not leaderboard, account. A button where the player can go to manage their account. So let's make a new sprite for that. So click on plus tiled sprite. No, not tiled sprite. It was a simple sprite. Plus sprite, new object, and it will be a account button. Add an animation and do default edit with Pascal. So now let me just draw something real quick. There it is, and I want to add white color in it. Oh, it's black. White color and some shading with some other color, maybe a little bit orangish, like that. Same way I did for sprites. So it's kind of, you can just put individual pixels if you want. That will take some time. So oops. Press Ctrl Z to undo, Ctrl Z to undo. That is some shading, right? And let me, yeah, some shading and some lighter shade of this color, lighter shade to just enhance it a little bit. Whoops, all the progress gone. So when you are doing this, make sure to do it in discrete steps, right? Press the mouse button and leave it for some time so that it does not, so that if you have to undo, it does not undo the entire thing. So there it is, it looks like shaded button or something. And now I should add a user icon like this, right? And it should be in center, and it should be in, like, outline should be black. Oh god, I will have to do it this way, but it's okay. Does this look like a user? It will if I add this, right? It now looks like a user. Looks like a user icon almost. I will save it. It's too small, so I will just resize it. Uh, it from here. I will put 100 cross 100 and resize, save, apply, and then drag it here. So it looks good. I mean, just a little account icon. Where should we position it? In the middle or at the sides? I think at the side it's better, right? So this icon is for managing their account, logging in, registering, logging out, and all that. And they are free to not create an account at all if they want to, if they don't want to. And now let's play and see how it looks like, right? And here we go. It will look like the, yeah. So it will look like this somewhat. I thought it's good. I mean, buttons are clearly visible. The button text may be not very clearly visible, so we will remedy that soon, not right now. And this account icon is there, and if I click on start, I will be taken to the game. Oh, I have only 10 health, so that's when you preview the game, it opens a larger window. So let me see if I can remedy that. Game settings, properties, and change width to fit the screen or window size. Update resolution during the game to fit the screen or window size. No changes to the game size. Apply. And let's see how that works. No, in the preview it's there. Cool. It's it's showing the preview properly. So now let's program some functionality in the exit button. Exit button will just exit, right? So again add a new condition, and let me shift the camera, and now you can click on add condition, and mouse is released, mouse and touch, mouse button released, left button okay, and I will check the position of the point. So sprite, not sprite, is it collision, point inside object. So the object is exit button, and X point is mouse cursor, X position, player default, camera default, and mouse cursor Y position, and everything default. Oops, there should be a double quotes here, I believe, or not, maybe. So what will it do? It will just exit the game. I will type exit, quit, quit the game. There it is. Quit the game. Now the exit button will quit the game. So let's test it out. So it works, right? And now let us add one more scene, and let us do some enhancement to our scene and game, that is the main game. And after we are done with that, we will come back here and make the leaderboard system and the account creation and all that. We will need a server for that, and I will not be using dedicated services like there are dedicated services for Google's platform, for Facebook platform, for Amazon, and dedicated APIs for programming these things, that is account creation, leaderboard, achievements, all these things can be created with their APIs. But we are going to make our own server, our own system for making accounts. We are not going to depend on any third party like Google or Facebook or anyone. We will do this so that our game can work from any store. You can download the game even from directly from a file server, and it will work with all the facilities, online facilities. So we will do it this way. We will not take help from any third party API or third party service, and we will do all that for free. So yeah, so but first let's enhance our game a little bit. I will close main menu and I will open stage 1. So there it is. It looks okay, but I want to see the coins, and I want to see the uh, see some health bar here. You know, it's just a number, it's not looking good. I want a health preloader. So it's not very difficult to make a preloader, so let me make it. First we need a preloader background, and for that, now just click on add, right, and type health bar background, health bar background, and just add a background default, edit with Pascal. Yeah, we will add an animation when the player loses health, so that will be very interesting to do. And now let's make some background with the black ink. No, it should be little longer. Right, so that's looking good. And white I mean white color here. Should I change this color to something orangish like that? Is it looking better now? I wonder if it is. And just make a darker shade and darken this area. Let me do that. Oops. How can I make a line? I think this is how I can make a line. Oops. I think I will have to drag it like this. So that's looking okay. That's looking like a health bar. I will just increase its size. Don't maintain aspect ratio. That's okay. 128. Resize, but a bigger one. Apply, and let me drag it here. And it's so small. I want it bigger, so I guess I will go for 512. Edit scale 512, 512, and that's better. That's better. and I will delete this number. I don't need it anymore. That's the health. So I also want to add something, or just do it here, put it here. And this is our health background. We also need a health foreground, which, and it will be a bar which will change its size. And but before doing that, let me remove the binding of health to the text, because we have removed the text. So just hit delete and it's gone. And now let us make the health foreground. Just type health bar foreground and add animation, put the default and edit with pixel, resize it so that it's easy to make. And now I think I shouldn't have done it this way. Just cancel it, delete this. I will just duplicate the health bar, the background. So I click on the three dots and duplicate, and just type health bar foreground. That it is. Edit with pixel. We just have to first. I want to you know remove these, erase, and I will erase this. Oh, it's so small. Okay, I will now do this resize. Now it's big. I will now erase it. Make sure to erase it incrementally. Leave the mouse button, press it, then leave it again. So we have a bar now. I will now color it with red color because health is red, right? Little darker red. Yeah, that's better. And now just increase the size again, 512, and resize so that it's bigger, and save and apply, and then drag it here, and then just position it properly so that it's there. I'm using my arrow keys for precise positioning. There it is, a health bar. And now we need to change the width of the health bar, right? The as health changes. So first of all, let me change my health back to 100, the way it was. Apply, and now let's do that. Any condition, this will happen online, right? I will just add an action, and sprite size scale health bar foreground. So the scale of the health bar should always correspond to the health variable, and therefore I need to find a percentage. What is the width of this? It is 512, I believe. Yeah, so 512 width, and my health is 100. So right now 100% of 512 is 100, and what is 90% of 512? So that should be the width of that bar, I think. What is 0% of 512? It's that's just 0, right? So I think that is a good way to do that. Let me see if it works. Choose an operator equal to global variable, which is health, apply. Okay, yeah, and divided by 100, which should be in brackets, and multiplied by 512. But I will just use the width of the, no, not the width. 512 it should be. Why? Because if because the width may be dynamic, right? Because we are changing it every time. So just type 512 every time. I mean every frame this calculation will happen, and I hope it works properly, but I may have to adjust the position, I believe. Let's test it out. I don't see the bar at all. Why is that? Change the scale of set global variable divided by global variable health divided by 100 into 500. Oh yeah, I have to add it or subtract from it, I believe, because if I do that, even for 100, it is 512. It should work. Why is it not working? L bar foreground set to this. Hmm, not working. So if I remove this, if I just cut it and run the game, but if I paste it, change the scale of health bar foreground to global variable health upon 100 into 512. Should work. Not working. So maybe the width is not 512, but it is because I saw it. Width is 0 and height is 0. Why is that? Width is 512 and height is 512. But that doesn't matter really. That doesn't really matter much. Hmm. I will delete this. I will choose another action to do, which is width or scale on width is equal to global variable health divided by 100 and 12. That should do, because earlier I was just telling the scale, and scale means both scale on y-axis and x-axis. Right now I'm just doing the width. So let's see if it works. So it's working exactly like we wanted it to work. So uh, one more thing, let me animate the background when she gets hit. So let me just, and let me add an animation which will be just the duplicate of this. Can I not duplicate it? I think I can. I will add the assets. I mean, I have this background here. So, and the big one, I will just choose it and do it with Pascal. That way also you can do it. I just don't want to change it. Let me resize it to 32 here to edit. Right, and then change this to red, and color all everything, and then choose a darker shade of red and choose it. We could put it here, but not like this. Wait, add a new duplicating it, and in this frame do that. Yeah, so this is getting animated, right? But I will just duplicate this and duplicate this. So this looks better, but our speed is less. Let's save it, and I want to do it 0.033. I will now preview it. How fast, or slow it. Oh wait, it's too small. I will change that. Preview. It's very fast, so I will add more frames. At least frames will do. 4 frames of this. Four frames, and then one more frame will move down here, again down here, and I will duplicate it as well. 1, 2, 3. I have 4 frames. And I will again do it here and from here to here. And I will duplicate it 4 times, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So now I think it should work. Let's see if it does. It is working, but I need more frames. More frames. It should run for a long time. So can I duplicate many of them? Just select. I can't select multiple. I will duplicate them by hand. Okay, then duplicate this and move it down. um, 1, 2, 3, and then duplicate this one and move it down the ladder. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then again do again for this one. Move it down the ladder. But again 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3, one more, 4. Oops, 5. I got 5 of them. Delete one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then once again, take this and just pull it down. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Now save it. And now preview. That's better. And this is not default. This is uh, flash. So the health bar will flash. And whenever health is reduced, when is health reduced? This is the point where health is reduced. Change the global variable health and reduce it by the attack power. That's it. That's the only point where our health is reduced. At this point, we will add some animation to our health background. Change the animation of health bar background to flash, or just play the animation. Just change the animation. Flash. I mean, it will change the animation, but it will remain red at the end. And let me show you what I mean by that. Let's play it. So that's what I meant, that it will remain red, but we can fix that very easily. You can fix it from code, but I believe don't touch the code so much. Just go to the animation health bar background and add one frame of the plain color at the end. So let's do that, and I can just click on this and wait, no, yeah, I can do that. 512, add it and then click on apply. Now it will go back to normal color after flashing. Hmm. But it's again and again, which it should. Okay. So I guess we will have to do that way only, the coding way. So let's remove the final frame. Not there. Delete, save, apply. Go to events, and we are changing the animation over here. So we will add the logic to drop it over here only. I mean, down below it. Add an event and add condition sprite animation, animation finished, health bar background. If the animation, then play the different animation, uh, change the animation, yeah, to default. There are many ways you can achieve that animation thing, but let's see if this one works. It's working. Yeah, it is working. I can see some little gap here. Now it's fixed. Save it. We have made that, and now we must make something for showing the users how many coins they have, right, and how many points they have. So let's make some sprites for that, points and coins. We will make it now. Let me click on this, right, and click on and type points. Add animation, default animation, and add, no, not like this, edit with scale, or should I this one is 100 cross 100 and edit it. I can do that. I will do that. I don't need to do that. Let me make it from scratch. Resize it for easy edit, and it looks like it's a pixel game. I mean, it's not really, but there. And I will color it with blue something, and that is. And I will write P with a darker shade of blue. Let me put some strokes here. P for points, paint it in. That is P. And now I can also add some shading here. Make sure to add it incrementally, otherwise it will, you know, you will not be able to undo it properly. There it is, a point icon. I will change the size again. 128 or 100 will be okay. Resize, and now save, and now apply, and now drag it. It is too big. It is too big. Delete it. I will change the size to 64. This is okay. And now I have the same thing for coins. Add some uh sprites. Just click on add a sprite coins, uh, coin sprite. No, just coins is enough. Add animation, default, and edit with pixel. I will add two, not one. I will add this first. Then I think I can layer. That's really powerful. Layer system. I will add a coin which is uh, at its side. Yeah. And coins are yellow in color because they are golden coins. I will just add this, some shading, but first let me add it to this also. Why am I not being able to add it? Yeah, so that it has been done now. Let me add some shading with a darker shade of yellow. And on layer 2 also. And now I have a art, but I both frames are visible at the same time. So you can see if they are visible, but their size is less. I change the size to 64, 44, size, apply coins. So there they are, coins. Just put it around here, around here. So that looks okay. We will have to add some text also. Text, which is coin text and point text. Point text and coin text. 100, not 100, 60. Color should be white, I believe, bold, and the text should be 0. Like just duplicate it and type coin text and coin text again, color white 0. That's okay, that's good. And then drag it here. Yeah, that's looking good. So all we have to do now is to bind them to point text to the point variable and the coin variable. But we are going to do it in the next video, and we will also be animating them. That is, whenever you will kill a ghost, some particles will fly from the ghost and get inside your point, and when that happens, the point icon will animate to show you that you have earned points. So that's just some polishing which we are doing in the game, right? So if you're enjoying it, then consider joining me in the next video as well. Thank you for watching.